Howdy folks, it's Walter here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is a very foggy, cold sunrise, early morning in Canada somewhere. Trail, Canada, I guess. But we're here to talk about the JetStar, another video, early access product. I do need to disclaim that this was provided to me by Big Radials. It is their JetStar that they're working on. In real life, it was the very first business jet ever made. And you know, I am a sucker for business jets. And not only that, but it has analog cockpit or vacuum gauge cockpit or whatever you want to say. It's not a glass cockpit. So two of my favorite things, right? Old gauges and a business jet. Even though I'm a GA guy, I do have a thing for business jets. So we've been studying this thing. Not studying, but we've been looking at this thing almost ever since the beginning. And it's early access, so you can pick it up now from Big Radials if you want to. I suggest you do so. I'm not being paid for this video, but I do talk highly of Big Radials and all of their airplanes. They're very delightful aircraft. I like them all. So what's going to be different then about this video from the previous video? Well, it's the same version, 0.9.8. This airplane has not had an update since my previous video on this airplane. However, I can start it now. I learned how to start it. I figured out what was wrong. It was a me problem, but I now have it figured out. And there are a few discrepancies, though, that we're going to go over. And I think the designers watching this video, they're likely watching this video, so they can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Otherwise, we've been having some pretty great discussion on their Discord with other people using this airplane that had similar problems to me that I think we're figuring it out. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm not part of their team or anything. I'm just a hobbyist who enjoys talking about products that are new, and this was gifted to me. I'm on their VIP list, so I can't hide my excitement about that. So anyway, we're going to get the airplane started finally. And then we're going to continue with the checklist where we left off in the previous video, now that we can actually start the airplane. Because I couldn't finish the checklist in the previous video because we couldn't get it started. So we're going to bring in the stairs. Pretty straightforward there, nothing too weird. Do I remember how to move this? Yes, I do. And then shut the door. Then we're going to swing around, and we have to put the glasses away so things don't break. There we go. Alrighty, so first thing I had to do, though, which is a me thing, and it might change in the next version of the aircraft, is I had to fix my mixture on my yoke. Now, I know jets don't have mixture. However, on my CH Eclipse yoke, the red mixture lever acts as an on and off switch for fuel in some or most airplanes. Okay, so even in like the citation longitude, I have to move my mixture lever forward as an on switch for fuel to work. So I'll show you what I had to do and why it wasn't working. If you remember the previous video, engines 3 and 4 would not start, or they would start, but then when I started 1 and 2 they would peter out, if you remember. So if I go to mixture here, oops, it's on the yoke, sorry. It's on the yoke, come on. Okay, so I had my mixture set here, mixture access 0 to 100, right? That was my red lever on my yoke. And that wasn't turning on fuel to all 4 engines in this airplane, even though I know mixture should have nothing to do with it. I know that. I also know you can set up different profiles for each airplane. So I could be like, okay, for props do this, for jets do this, but I don't do that. I know people have been freaking out at me that I don't use profiles. I've never used them in 4.5 years of the sim. I'm not going to start now unless I'm forced to. So instead of creating a profile, I just put all 4 mixtures on my yoke to the same axis. So therefore, no matter what I fly now, if I move my red lever forward, it'll turn on everything in every jet, and it still works just fine in props. It works as a normal mixture in props. So I didn't break the props to get the jet to work, right? I might, however, in the next version of this aircraft, be forced to create a profile because the designer's changing the code to ignore mixture altogether or something, whatever, however that works in the coding. So I might be forced into creating a profile for my very first time. It's not hard, I just have never done it because I never really wanted to worry about it. But for today, and hopefully in the future, putting mixture, all 4 of them, on my yoke. I don't know why it's reverse axis, but it is. putting all 4 of them on my yoke, works in this jet as an on-off switch for all 4 engines. And that is the big thing I had to fix. That was my biggest problem right there. Another possible thing is other players in the Discord say that you have to turn on the generators or else the engines pitter out. Now, the designer says that these generators at the time are not coded to anything, really. So shouldn't, I mean, they're coded, but they're not coded to the start process of the engine. So it doesn't matter. However, other players insist that you do. So we're going to try without the generators and see if the engines still run, just to see how it goes. Okay, so those are the big things. Those are the big things. The third thing before we get started here is this display, which is the, whatever it's called here, the PMS thing that I was laughing at the name, and the TDS. So these are payware add-ons. However, I was told in the Discord yesterday that these are embedded in the aircraft and you do not need to buy them separately. They're part of the aircraft, but they don't work for me. I can't get them to turn on, neither can other people, so the designer's going to look into the code, and maybe there's a switch we're supposed to flip and it didn't make it into the checklist, so we're all missing it perhaps. So maybe I'll have an answer by the time I edit this video and I can put it at the bottom of the screen now. If there's nothing at the bottom of your screen, then I don't have an answer yet. Alrighty, and that being said, one more thing, sorry, just kind of catching up for the previous video. This is my 3rd time making this video, because every time I would make this video, as I was editing, I would be chatting in Discord with the designer, and I will learn a bunch of things that I either had wrong, said wrong, forgot about, didn't understand, making my video completely obsolete. And I'd remake the video, and then I'd chat again during editing, a new conversation, and my video was obsolete. So the fact you're watching this means I had to get it out in a hurry before it was obsolete. So there you go. That's where we're at. 7 minutes of talking. Most of that was necessary, not all of it, but most of it was. So going to the checklist. We went through this stuff in the previous video, step by step by step. And as I mentioned, all of this stuff is set the way it needs to be by default. So if you're in a hurry or something, you can just skip through this. You don't need to do most of these or any of this stuff yet. If you want to be completely thorough, though, you can check everything like you would in real life. But by default, everything is the way it needs to be, except one thing, which is your air bleed line has to be open. That's in here somewhere. Otherwise, all this stuff is already, this hydraulic pump, it's later in the checklist too. So you don't need to do anything until you start, which is here. So windshield inverter off, inverter trans, inverter on. Pre-start. I'm going to go over this because this doesn't work this way yet, at least not for me. I'll show you the way I have to start it, which is the way other players have to start it. So for us, we don't really look at this until configure instruments. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I start this thing, at least for now, in version 0.9.8. It's likely to change in future versions, okay, but it shouldn't change very much. So I put windshield inverter, or to transfer, not off, but to transfer. I put this transfer to on, and I put this on. I can't see because it's so dark. I put the number 2 main inverter to on. Okay. We do GPU start, even though there's no GPU. Air start. Whoops. Air start is on. Bleed is on. Battery on. Okay. That is what you need to do to start this thing for now. That's all. Okay. Turn on the power or the fuel on my yoke, which I shouldn't have to do, but I have to for now. Engine 3 first, not 4. 3, come down here. Turn on fuel 3, and it should spin up, and it does. And then you come up here and hit start. Now, one caveat that I have had a problem with, that nobody else has had a problem with apparently, but me, is if I've done a flight and I leave it, and I go to a new flight without restarting the sim, my air pressure doesn't work. And this plane will not start until I restarted the sim. It's a me problem. Nobody else has that problem, only I do. Okay, so now this is where people are telling me I need to quickly turn on the generator for it to stay running. But I'm not going to. I'm going to see if it'll stay running without the generator, and we'll do the generator later. Right, so that's going to stabilize up there. You come up here, you do engine 4. I think that's 4. It's kind of hard to see. Turn on 4, it should spin up, and it does, and then you hit start. And again, if I were to leave this flight and start another one, this will not work. I have to reboot the entire sim. Don't know why. Nobody else needs to. It's a me problem. It might have something to do with my drivers for my Logitech multi-panel, which I'm going to try to use and see if autopilot works, but that's a separate conversation once you're in the air. I did, however, take the switch panel off my desk. I'm trying to see that 3. Okay, so now let's see if 3 and 4 pitter out because I didn't turn on the generators. Let's see what happens. We're going to start engine 2 now, and we're going to watch. Yep, they are. Look at that other player is correct. We need to do the generators or else they stop working. And now they're coming back to life. Look at that. Okay, so there you go. If the designer's watching this, see, now they're coming back. That other player is correct. Okay, this has been an ongoing conversation in the Discord. We're being told we do not need to touch the generators, but if we don't, then they turn off. Look at that. Okay, very exciting. I was able to show that on video. Okay, cool. Alrighty, engine 1, here we go. I think it's that way. I can't see anything. Yes, and come down here, right? Engine 1 spins up, and we start it. And there we go. And as soon as I'm done making this video, I'll jump into the Discord and say, hey, you're right. If you don't touch the generators, then the engines turn off after a little bit. Alright, let's go up here, turn on the last generator. And I'm actually mouse wheeling up for it to go down. Okay, there are supposed to be lights in here. Let's see. But they're not bright. I don't think they're modeled yet because I can't see anything. We will turn on fasten seatbelts and no smoking, however. And then we'll turn this off because we're done with that. Okay, so there you go. Also, this is supposed to turn on, and it doesn't. And I've tried everything. I've tried clicking everywhere. I cannot find any switches in the cockpit. I mean, it changes the model of it because that's what it's supposed to do. And in a previous video that I scrapped, I said you had to pay for this, but I was wrong. This is embedded and it should be working. Anyway, okay, so there you go. These never turn off. Well, anti-skid will, that's in the checklist later, but starter engage, I turn the starters off. This never goes away, this never goes away, and this never goes away. So that's probably a future thing. Maybe it's a feature or it's a bug. I don't know. So here we go. All new stuff now. This is where we got stuck last video, and now we got some cool stuff going on. Alrighty. So this stuff is for the CEVA, which I'm not using right now. I have forgotten how to use CEVA. I know what it is. It's basically your flight computer or your GPS from the 60s and 70s. And you kind of like a regular FMS, right? You align it, you do all these things, you program it, and what you're doing is you're putting in GPS coordinates. I think you can have up to 9 waypoints, I think. There's a document that was floating around somewhere, either in the Discord or online, that has full instructions for the actual CEVA in real life, which Big Radials programmed manually themselves for this sim. They did not use anybody else's. They did it themselves. I want to point that out because that's quite significant. I should probably learn to use it, but I don't use it right now, so you're on your own for that. Autopilot. I'm going to see if the autopilot on my multi-panel works. If not, I'll have to learn to use autopilot in this airplane, which does work because the designer says it does. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just trying to over some things. We're going to dig into all this later. The flap thing, you do need, for the very first time, you need to read what's what. There's takeoff, landing, it says. I mean, takeoff, approach, and then landing. You need to know that for the checklist. And there you go. Okay, so let's go back to the checklist. CEVA, we're not going to deal with that right now. This is all CEVA stuff. This is all CEVA stuff. This, I'm looking for lights. Okay, after engine start, always throttles idle, yes. Generators, we already did. Verified 25 volts. If we go up here to each generator, it should say 425, but those are almost 30. Battery goes to 25. 1 to 4 generator on. That's what this stuff is here. Okay, some other power stuff. Ground, no, see, we don't have, it said ground power start, but we don't have ground power. So now you turn the battery on, but you have to turn it on before. So you got to do GPU start, which is ground power unit start and battery. You know, here's your hydraulics thing I was talking about, where it said turn on earlier, but it also says turn on now. And then you turn that off later. That's just backup so you can do gear and flaps. You don't need it on, but that's your backup. Alright, verify all off, caution lights. Well, these 3 never go off. Auxiliary, verify on, we just did. Hydraulic pressure, 2,000 feet. Where is it? It's here. I saw it the other day. It is 2,000 exactly. I can't remember where it is, but it is 2,000. I saw it. I promise. I promise it's 2,000. Wing inspection on, position on. So these are your lights up here. Okay, let's not do that. Come here. Come on, let's do it my way. Thank you. And I'll show you what this is. Nav is there. Beacon we should have turned on sooner. And wing inspection there. And turn that off. Please. Turn off. Please. I'm sick of looking at you. Thank you. Alright, for taxi. Auxiliary landing lights, which seems a little early to me for landing lights, but I guess we'll turn those on. We'll do these forward later. Rudder trim, neutral, neutral. That's what I was just showing you down here. It's under here. You can't see, but neutral, neutral. There we go. The transponder on. We're not using it, but if you want to use it, it is right here. There we go. Standby. That's already on. Which one is that? That's this one here, which I can't get open. Well, there, now it worked. It didn't work before. Again, this is backup stuff. Just in case stuff doesn't work. Flaps, takeoff, approach. So there are 3 sets in here. You go down 2 for takeoff and approach right there. Landing is 3. These flap things here, which you can't really see, but it's here. Make sure that's yellow and black. And then make sure that's set to takeoff approach. Again, just like I showed you down below. That's just your gauge there. And then hydraulic system normal 1. That's this. So you bring that back now by closing it. So you open it, close it, just because it says to. Then this will do when we are at the end of the runway. Is our run up. Okay, so there you go. See, new stuff today. Radios I can't get to work. I don't know. I couldn't get to work last time either. So either the radio isn't programmed yet, or I'm an idiot. So I can't get the radios to work. And I am going to see if autopilot works. I can't get this to work, and I have to learn SIVA. So the GPS and radios I don't know how to get going. The other 2 things I have to learn. So there we go. We're going to go on taxi then. I don't know what the weather is here. Is there weather at this airport so we can at least use an appropriate runway? And I want to try to fly over to CY or Charlie Yankee Charlie Golf if we can. We'll see if we get that far. Let me see here. Come on, do we have any weather? Why won't that show me anything? Am I on my airplane? What's going on here? This is supposed to load the airport information screen. Why am I not getting an airport information screen? You all know what I'm talking about, right? Let's go up here and see if this airport information screen, this one works. I don't know why that one doesn't work, but it doesn't say weather anyway, so we'll just look for a quick windsock, and I don't see any windsocks here. Real weather is turned on. Real time isn't turned on though, but it looks beautiful. And because real weather's turned on, there's snow in real life, so there's snow here. But I don't see a windsock, I don't see weather, so we are just going to wing it, so to speak. And we're going to get out of here. Come on. We're going to go this way. Oh, my personal opinion is that this is way too easy to maneuver on the ground. I don't know if that's just the way it's going to be, or if it's going to have more changes from the developer. I don't know. But to me, the maneuvering with the rudder pedals is way too easy. But I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be. I doubt it, but maybe it is. All right, a little bit of snow in the air. That's fine. We should turn on anti-icing. I'll have to remember to do that because I haven't done that during my test flights off camera. We do need to come down here and turn on the landing lights now. Is this another, yes, this is another down to go up thing. Yeah, down to go up. Oops, let's pay attention to what we're doing here. There we go. We also need to come down here and make sure that our thing is retracted. There we go. And we're just going to taxi to the end, nice and carefully. And then we'll do a run up at the end. We'll keep following the checklist, and then we will get in the air. Then I will see if the autopilot on the Logitech works. If not, I need to learn the autopilot in this airplane, which I need to do. I'll do off camera so I don't stumble through it for an hour. But anyway, so we're in Trail, Canada, British Columbia, in the mountains, and we're just going to fly north a little bit, land. Speeds. There are no V speeds on the checklist, nor are there V speeds marked here, nor are there any V speed stickers that I can see. But because I did 3 flights that I scrapped, I know what the speeds are now, most of them. To take off with takeoff flaps, it's about 140. And to land with full flap, it's 115. That's your stall. So you want to approach about, touch down about 120, right? Because you want to go above, like 5 above plus gusts or something like that. So about 140 to take off, about 120 to touchdown, which should put about 125 to 130 as your approach speed. Stall is 115. Okie dokie. So remember that, because it's going to be a quiz at the end of this. So let's turn around. We're going to go all the way here to the end because we need a lot of runway. Oh, look. The other thing went out. Now we just have oil pressure and generator. The starter engaged went out. That's cool. That did not go well for me last time. Interesting. I don't know why. Maybe the generator out is because I'm doing something wrong, but I've been over the checklist and I haven't noticed that I'm doing anything wrong with the generators. So this could be a me thing. So could the oil pressure low, or it's a coding thing and it'll need to be fixed in an update. I'm not sure. Let's see here. What else was I going to say? Nothing yet. We talked about V-speed. We'll go over the rest of the checklist here in a moment. And yeah, see, this is way too easy to maneuver. I'm just using left rudder. Anyway, I don't know. And let's stop right here. Kind of lined up, turtle style. Hit the parking brake. Let's go back a second and check the generators. Am I missing anything with the generators? This is all SIVA. There's nothing on there. After engine start, always. Generator 1 through 4 on. Right? Cycle generator 1 through 4. That would be when you go. No, that would not be. No, that's emergency. They're already off. We're not going to go to emergency. Trip. Reset. That's not doing anything. I'm not going to go to emergency. So maybe you're supposed to, like in other airplanes, you're supposed to do reset and then on. This isn't working. So maybe if reset and on eventually work, that generator thing will go out. But for right now, I'm not going to touch it. But that's all it says. For generators, right? Yeah. So, okay. Like I said, maybe I'm supposed to do emergency and then on. I mean, am I going to ruin the aircraft if I do that? If I go emergency and then on, emergency and then on, emergency and then on, emergency and then on. It's still lit up. So that's not it. I would think it's reset on, but you can't turn this reset on. This doesn't do anything. So, I don't know. That's another thing I can think of. So let's move on. Run up. Anti-skid on, I just showed you where that was. It's over here. Gust lock controls, that's already where it's supposed to be. This is already the way it's supposed to be. And this is already supposed to be. So that's why it says verified. It's already the way it's supposed to be. That's already on. That's that one over there. That's already off. Fast seatbelts already did. After takeoff, gear up, flaps up, exit, auxiliary pump off, and then check. That's where we'll stop. Let's turn on anti-icing. If I can remember how to do this. On. Engine anti-ice on. And then if you go over here, there's anti-ice over here too on the cockpit side, which I can't read like this. Oh my, look at the threads. That fabric. Holy cow. That was kind of gross, but cool. Alright, so let's go up so I can look down at it. Alright, there's anti-icing here, right? Light icing. Okay, do light icing. Oh, that's all you do? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, then it cycles through. Yeah, that's pretty normal. That's how it works. Oxygen, not worried about. What is this thing? Lights of some type. Let me see what it says. So we're thorough here. It says light. Oh, cooler right console. Yeah, and I don't see anything lit up, so I don't think the lights are actually working. If they are, I can't get the lights to work. I've been all over all of these lighting things. Nothing works. I think there's lights here too. And nothing works. Yeah, so the lights must not be working. Alrighty, there you go. So I think we're ready to take off. More oxygen over here. And yeah, so gear up, flaps up. Takeoff speed's about 140. And then we'll read about what's next on the checklist. So, yeah. Alright, there's 100, 10, 20, 30, and 40. Here we go. Boom, 140, perfect. If that's, yep, see, it's still trying to stall at 145. So, gear up, flaps up. Trim seems to be set naturally the way it should be. I've not needed to touch the trim, I guess. Oh, see, look at that. See, it wants to stall at 160 with flaps up. Isn't that crazy? That's wild. So, yep, still wants to stall. This is nuts. So maybe I should have done flaps a little more slowly, maybe? Which direction are we headed? Are we headed south? No, we're headed north. So I want to head towards this airport here. So I don't want to get too high or too fast. Again, radios aren't working. So got to figure out why the radios don't work. Got to figure out why the GPS doesn't turn on for us. Oh, autopilot. I want to see if I can do autopilot. No. My Logitech is not responding to me at all. It's plugged in, it's not responding. It worked for flaps and trim, so I know it works. So I cannot use my Logitech for autopilot. That means I have to use the in-plane autopilot, which I'm excited to learn. I just don't know how to learn it because I haven't done that yet. That's going to be one of my next steps, right? I just wanted to get this thing started for you in this video. So once I learn to use autopilot, I'll do a video on it. Once we get this GPS thing working, I'll do a video on it. Or perhaps once this GPS thing works, maybe my Logitech autopilot will work. But right now my Logitech autopilot is not working. Alrighty, we can't radio the airport because we don't have radio. So let's just head this way and try to find this airport in the fog. Not very good for VFR conditions. I do need to change my preset over here. In fact, I need to go through all my presets, I think, and adjust some things. Like, for example, I do not need to zoom in on auto or on anti-icing that much. And this one, I need other stuff over here, not these things. These things you never touch. Are these even clickable? No. What? Okay, let's get some flaps down. Let's get gear down already, too, and we'll try to land this thing. Approach flaps. So we're going to approach about, well, maybe it'll be 140. Maybe it'll be faster than 120. No, I said 120 would be touchdown. 140 is about approach, yeah. Yep. Okay, that's working. Alrighty, where's this airport? It's up here somewhere in the fog. Around the corner, maybe. Oh, we have ways to go yet. Okay, cool. That's fine with me. Anyway, we're pretty low in the mountains here. We're still going to keep our flaps out, one, because I'm going nice and slowly. And I want to stay nice and slow. Alrighty, let's set up a preset quick for over here, because I want to be able to look out this window. It's bugging me that I can't look out this window. Well, not that much. Let's do 6 for now, that one, there we go. Okay. Oh boy. We're doing some IMC here. Alrighty, so far so good, right? We accomplished what we wanted to do, which was get through the checklist and get this thing started and talk about the things that I can't get working, and we've done that a few times now, just repeating myself. So now we're just going to do a landing, try to do a landing in this, and then And then we'll have to see what the next update brings, and if I can get the GPS working, if I can get the radios working, if I can get autopilot working either in the sim or my Logitech. I know the autopilot works, but I don't know how to use it. And maybe I'll learn SIVA someday. But yeah, business jet, old school. My favorite thing, even though I'm a GA guy, this is still my guilty pleasure, right? Oh, this is so fun to be in the mountains in a jet like this. So unsafe and scary, but perfect. Alright, I'm going to bring up flaps and gearing a little bit faster here, which isn't the safest thing to do. Hurry up and get their itis is terrible when you're flying, especially in IMC. When you're VFR, which would not be realistic. You would not be flying this VFR. And we're in a jet that we don't know. That's still under development. So all those things are working against us, but we're going to do it anyway. I have flaps up when we're not hitting stall at 150, so that's interesting. And I really can't see anything. This is beautiful, but scary and dangerous. So let's go like this for some screenshots. Well, yeah, I want to trim. Whoa, okay, that was bizarre because I'm also trying to fly outside the aircraft. No. What the heck? This thing is hard to fly outside the aircraft. There you go. Yeah, let's behave, please. And not hit that mountain that's right there. There's a mountain right there. Right underneath us. Alright, now it's time for flaps and gear. We'll do approach. Did I get too high now? Was I all set up and then I was in a hurry and now I'm too high? Because I was set up nicely for this. Where's this airport? There it is. See the runway lights? Full flap. We're too fast though, I bet. Maybe. Yeah, we're way too fast. So now I totally screwed up. Oh man. I totally blew this. Because that is way too fast. So now we have to go around, I guess, sort of. Maybe we'll just make a U-turn and land from the other way, because I don't even know what the weather is anyway. It doesn't really matter for this demonstration, but we are way too fast. Darn it. See? Hurry up and get their itis. So stupid. Do we have room to turn around here, though? Maybe we do. I think it'd be safer if we did a U-turn over there, but then I'll lose sight of it. So let's take a note of our HSI. Okay, so the runway is basically north. Is it like 36 or something? Because look at, so we know the orientation of the runway. So let's just turn around here in this tight space and use the same runway. So gears down, flaps are down, full flap. Keep an eye on our speed. I think I said I want to approach about 130-ish, touchdown about 120-ish. Those are not official numbers, though that's just what I came up with because of my previous flight listening to the stall horn. So that's what we're going to aim for. So this is about what I want to approach at. So let's try to keep the speed like this. Well, we can't be full flap if you want to increase your speed. I learned that in my previous flight. Yep. So we need to speed up because we're too slow for 2 flaps, but if 3 flaps you cannot pick up your speed or climb. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to keep it nice and low and dangerous because that's how we do this. And we're going to keep an eye on the HSI because that's going to tell us orientation of the runway just by coincidence without setting anything. We're going to barely clear these mountains, these hills. And we're just going to do a little traffic pattern here and disturb all the neighbors. And we're just hovering at stall for 2 flaps. So, oops, let's not turn too much because then we'll run in, it'll be too close to the runway. See, there's a runway out there. Keep an eye on things. Alright, again, I wish I had lights. I can't get them to work, so I don't know if they work or not. So I need to ask about that. Radios, GPS, and lights. Those are the 3 things that I can't get working. The other 2 things, autopilot and SIVA, I need to learn how to do. That's on me. Alright, we're going to try this again. We're going to do full flap now. And we're going to keep an eye on our speed and our altitude. We're going to aim for about 140, then 130. And then we want to touch down about 120 or so. And we're too fast again. Oh, I know why. Because I'm climbing for those mountains and then I'm diving down. That's okay. That's okay. This is a terrible approach. And we're going way too fast again. Doggone it. That's frustrating. But I don't know how to get around those mountains without climbing, and now we're picking up speed. Oh, this is dumb. I'm so frustrated right now. I'm really actually quite angry with myself. Yeah, this is not cool. This is not. I want to do a nice landing. Okay, so I'm going to climb out of here, and I'm going to turn around and try from the other way so I can have a much gentler approach, and I'll be right back. I mean, in my defense, we are doing some pretty, like, expert level flying right now. A non-instrument approach in IMC in a jet that we don't know. So, in the mountains, right? With crazy terrain. So, and you know, in my own defense, this is not easy at all what I'm trying to do. I just want to try to get an approach at what I think is approach speed, and I want to touch down at what I think is touchdown speed. That's all. And clearly that other runway is the one I'm supposed to use because that's the one that's lit up. But I don't know this area well enough to get low enough soon enough. So I'd probably have to fly way, way, way out so I can take that valley in. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That's probably what I should do. Instead, we're just going to turn around here and land the other way. So gear down again. And we have 2 flap right now, which is our approach flaps. And we will do full flap in a minute, watching my HSI so I know the orientation of the runway, watching our speed. We'll need full flap in a minute. Alrighty, and our runway is out here somewhere. I don't know where it is because it's foggy. Oh gosh, let's not run into the trees here. Let's climb a little bit. Keep an eye on that speed though. Yeah, see our speed getting too high. Yeah, I can't see the runway because it's not lit up from the side. We'll find it. We'll find it, though. Somewhere. Somewhere in here. Alright, let's do full flap now. We just gotta be careful because we're going to sink with full flap, even with full power. See, I'm doing full power and we're not even hitting level. See, you gotta be really careful with full flap. Where is this airport? There it is. Okay, I see it lit up from the other way, so we're just going to land on the near side. Okay, so here we go. Watching speed. Hard to see without lights. Oh, and I have it set to sunrise. It's dark. Oh no, this is lit up on this side. It just doesn't have the thing, lights coming in. Okay, so I think this is what I want our approach to be, and touchdown is going to be a little bit less. I think. Like I said, I want to be around 120-ish, and now we're gaining speed again. And I have throttles all the way back, and we're gaining speed again. Whatever. This all kind of approach is bad. So we're gonna come down way faster than I want, but we're just gonna deal with it this time. And we're gonna float above. We're kind of landing like a tail dragger. This is really awful approach. Whatever. Level off. There's no call out. You just have to know where you are. Yeah, we're going way too fast. Dang it. Oh well. And there's the end of the runway already. Oh well. And buttery smooth, but we're not going to stop in time, obviously. Reverser's on, and that was me. I bumped my rudder. Anyway, you get the idea, right? Okay. Oh, that's frustrating. And we'll bring the throttles back. Anyway, so my approach was terrible, that's all. My touchdown's fantastic. Flaps coming in. My touchdown's fantastic. But I was way too fast. And way too steep because I can't see because of the terrain. Oh yeah, there's a windsock, so we should have landed from this way. Anyway, let's park this thing and do the rest of the checklist. So I wanted to aim for 120-ish to touch down, but we were way too fast. So those speeds I called out, again, not official. That's just what I think they are, even though I did not demonstrate them at all. But whatever, you heard me say them over and over. Alrighty, so I'm very annoyed and frustrated, as you can tell. But I picked a stupid place to land. This is my fault for landing in the mountains in a snowstorm. It's all on me. That's fine. Let's just park it. Oh, there's somewhere to park. Let's taxi over there and we'll park it over there. Beautiful area though. Beautiful airport. Look at that. Alrighty, so let's go. I don't know if this is even a taxiway, but this is where we're going. So anyway, I love this plane already. It's not even done yet. I just got to figure out GPS radios and lights inside so I can see what I'm doing. Let's see here. Where should we park? And then we'll finish the checklist. And then the next time I do a video on this will either be when there's an update or just a flight on my own just for fun. I do not have to wait for the plane to be totally finished to do a fun flight, right? I can do a flight anytime. So maybe I'll plan something where I'm not in the mountains in a snowstorm. And let's see here. We're just going to park over here by the benches or whatever. Oh, Canada. And we're blinding everybody with their landing lights. Let's park right here. Set the parking brake. Come up here. Let's turn off these landing lights so we're not blinding people. There we go. Okay. Checklist. What does it say? Before landing. Yeah, I mean, that's normal stuff. Hydraulic system pressure. Oh, yeah, we never... See, now I don't have this set over here anymore. We never turned that off, did we? Because I wasn't paying attention. The lights can come off. De-ice can come off. Yeah, okay. So let's turn off this to regular. Turn these off. And come up here and turn off this no smoking and seatbelt lights. We can turn off the nav lights now. Wing inspection can come off. These aren't doing anything. Nope. See, I have no lights. I don't think it's me. I think there are no lights yet. Here's your cabin air conditioning and stuff, by the way. That does work. I feel myself getting colder when I turn it down. That was off. Gear extended. Anti-skid. Can turn off. Where are you? I can't get the thing down any more than that. There's anti-skid there. Hydraulic pumps on what? Okay, now they want them back on. Whatever. After landing, flaps up, yep. Transponder off. We can do that, I guess, if you want to. Turn that off. There we go. Shutdown. Parking brakes on. Hide pump off. Okay, so I see what I did. Never mind. Pretend I didn't say anything about the pump. Pump is off. Anti-engine, anti-ice. Yes, yes. Generators can come off, it says. Okay, so that's going to be mouse wheel down, one click to turn the generators off. Is that going to make them die? It is. Throttles back. Beacon light off already did. Boost pump. It says boost pump number 2 on, but the rest come off. I'm not sure why you would do that, but you do. Although the generators killed the engines anyway. Right. Now boost pump 2 off. And battery off. And what's battery right here? There we go. And that's it. You can turn off more things if you want to, but it's up to you. Come back here and open the door so people can get out if they want. Although it's probably nice and warm on the airplane. There you go. Alright, there's a toilet back here. I showed you that last time. Okie dokie. There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Learning this airplane together. Showing you what I know. Showing you what I don't know. Looking forward to the next update. But it's completely flyable and usable as it is. You don't have to wait any longer. So get it now while it's discounted. Early access. Otherwise, if you wait too long, you have to pay full price. So, early access, but worth it. It's flyable. You can do whatever you want for the most part. And I will ask my questions in Discord about the things that aren't working and hopefully have those addressed for you in the next video. So make sure you're subscribed and notifications turned on. Hit the like button so people will know we exist. I used to do this all the time. I used to do aircraft stuff like this all the time back in my X-Plane days, and I would like to start doing it again. So here we are. There we go. And I'll see you next time.